My name is Brett Nomberg, the law firm of Brand, Nomberg, and Rosenbaum, and we are a New York personal injury law firm that's been working in this business for 40 years. If you have any questions, please give us a call. We give free consultations and no fee unless we win. Thank you for listening. So how much is my personal injury case worth? That is what the clients usually ask as the first or second question when they come to my office. The answer is it depends. And if any lawyer tells you otherwise, they're just trying to get you in the office to sign you up, and they're not being very candid with you. A damages case in the personal injury action requires two things. You have to have liability and you have to have injuries. So liability means who's at fault. Are you at fault? There could be an apportionment between 50-50 or 70-30, and that depends on the facts of each particular case. The injuries in a case depends upon, how hurt are you? When you come to my office for the first time, chances are you're not done treating and you're going to need a lot more treatment, maybe for another 6 months, maybe for another year, maybe for the rest of your life. So to evaluate a case, I need to know how long are you going to be treating for and get an idea of whether you're going to need surgery. There's so many factors. So if I were to tell you your case is worth X, Y, and Z, I'm not being very candid with you. And that's not what any lawyer should be telling you to do. So what is your personal injury case worth? It's worth as much money as I can get for you at the end. And that's what we will discuss later on as the case goes by. But to tell you that in the beginning, it's not really giving you a fair answer. So how should you choose a lawyer? Well, you should choose the lawyer shouldn't choose you. So if you've been in an accident, you're in the hospital, if you're in a doctor's office and you're getting a call from a lawyer and they found you, or you're getting somebody hand you a business card and they're looking for you, stay away, run from them. These are the quote ambulance chasers that give all lawyers a bad name. They are doing unethical things. Many of them get disbarred, but they're not, there's always another one popping up. So this is not the way to find a lawyer. There are so many good lawyers in New York State. You should find a better one. The other problem that I notice a lot of clients who come to me afterwards is that they found the lawyer on the late night commercial 1-800-XYZ. The problem with a lot of those things is you don't even know what lawyer you're getting. What it is usually is a service that says, call this number, and there are about maybe 100 different lawyers that they pay for a service to be on that site, and randomly they will choose which call goes to which person. So you don't even know what lawyer you're actually getting. It's not the best way to find a lawyer. There's so many good lawyers out there. If you have any questions, most of them, including our firm, give free consultations. So that's what I would recommend. So if you've been involved in a motor vehicle accident, what do you really need to know? The most important thing is, if you're involved in a car accident in New York State, is the no-fault law. It requires you to file a no-fault application within 30 days of being in an accident, because if you don't, you're going to lose those benefits. And what are those benefits? They are to get your medical bills paid, they're to get your lost wages paid, and other miscellaneous expenses. So if you don't file that within 30 days, and if you don't file that with the right insurance carrier, you're going to lose all those benefits, and you're going to have a lot of grief over that. So if you've been involved in a car accident, call a lawyer who does personal injury accident litigation right away, and make sure that that paperwork gets filed. If you think you've been the victim of medical malpractice, what do you, as a potential plaintiff, need to know? The most important thing is you need to get your medical records for a lawyer to review them. Once we get those in our hands, we will go over those records and then speak to a doctor who is a professional in this area of medicine and get their opinion. Only if that doctor says that there's medical malpractice can we actually start a lawsuit in good faith. So, and that's required in New York State. So if any lawyer tells you right away that there's a great case, just remember that the lawyer can't tell you whether there's a case. It has to be shown to a doctor. So if you have any type of case, you need to get those medical records as soon as possible. If you wait 2 years and then you come to see a lawyer, that could be a problem. So within a short period of time, you want to get those records. If you've been the victim of a construction type of accident, what do you need to know? You need to know that in addition to workers' compensation benefits, you may have other rights as well, specifically to start a third-party action against the owner or the construction manager or other parties as well. People who have ladder accident, construction accident, they often don't realize that they have other remedies. If you've been involved in a construction accident, you should immediately contact a lawyer that does this type of litigation. So what are some of the most enjoyable trial moments that I've had in my 20-year career? Well, of course it's always enjoyable when you're sitting waiting for a verdict and you get a large verdict, something with lots of zeros. It's a lot of fun. But I have to tell you, what's also a lot of fun is when you have a witness on the stand and you're catching them in a lie. And unfortunately, it happens very often in my business where it's always one word against the other. And there's just that moment when they're on the witness stand and you ask them a question and they realize that there's no way to get out of that, and the jury sees it. Those are the best moments that I enjoy as part of this business. The other parts that I enjoy is when I hand that check to my client, and you could see the happiness on their face, and when they give you a hug and they tell you that you've made all the difference. That's why I went into this business, to help people who can't help to fight against the big insurance companies who have lots of lawyers on their side. So that's why I became a lawyer. Those are the best trial moments that I have had. So how can a client help their lawyer? The biggest way is to get me evidence. Evidence is what I need to prove your case and to win your case. How is that done? Photographs and witnesses. That is probably the biggest evidence that I can use to help you in your case. So right after an accident, if you've been involved in a car accident, you want to take photographs of all the cars involved, including the scene. You want to get the names of all the witnesses, including their phone numbers, so I can contact them and speak to them about the accident. And that really occurs with almost any accident, whether it's a construction accident or any other imaginable type of personal injury case. Witnesses and photographs will always be needed to help prove your case. How do I determine whether or not I should take your case? Well, any case that I take, I'm going to make sure that I think that I can win the case. We only charge if we win the case. If the case is lost, you don't owe us anything. So when I talk to you for the initial consultation, I want to make sure that I can help you. There's no guarantee in any case that I could always win, but you can be sure that if I'm taking your case, I have some degree of reasonable certainty based upon my 20 years experience that I'm going to be able to help you. My name is Brett Nomberg of Brand Nomberg Rosenbaum. Thank you for listening.